Everyone, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Potato Fields podcast. It's been about 2 months since the last one. It's definitely been a while. It has been a while. And because of the gap, we're bringing back Lion, who was on the first episode of the podcast.
Yo. I'm sorry to disappoint. It's not the other people who say yo.
There are many people who just randomly scream yo. Anyway, so it's been about 2 months. We're in a completely new set and everything now. We're on a different server and everything. It's great. So some things are a little bit different. Like we've got these cool little zooms, which aren't going to matter if you're, listening. I just zoomed in on the line. I pressed the wrong button. So this is going to be a little bit rough. But like all of these zooms and stuff, they're happening whilst I'm recording. These aren't in editing, which is really cool. It'll make my life a lot easier. The questions, they're also... We've rebalanced the amount of questions in each category. So for any new viewers, there are the general debate questions. So we debate random stuff. The example is is water wet, which I can't see us ever answering because it's such a dumb question.
It's very stupid.
It's very
I don't know
silly.
why people argue over it.
Game questions, just general game questions. They can be tailored to one specific game, but they don't have to be. And then we've also got personal questions after that at the end. And then there's also a new thing at the very end, which you'll see for the very first time today. It's very silly.
The new thing.
It's a new thing. The new thing.
The new thing.
The new thing. The new thing. That's me doing the zoom. I need to not say whenever I'm doing the zooms, because anyone who's just listening, they're not going to notice nor care.
Remember, Libby, this is a podcast. It's for
this is a
people
podcast
to listen to.
It's meant to be audible. The video isn't the focus. Anyway. So yeah, we've changed the amount of questions in each category, just because we've just taken some feedback and we noticed the focus was on the game questions, the personal ones, as opposed to the debate ones. Which is funny because the debate questions were meant to be like the focus of the podcast when we first started, but it's like the least popular one, which is fine. I'm more than happy to reduce the number of questions because they were a bitch to come up with.
When you pitched the podcast to all of us, like the whole point was, we just answer silly questions. That's the whole thing.
The silly questions is just like the beginning section now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. So we'll jump into it. There's actually some viewer submitted questions, which is what the first one is, but I don't actually know who asked it because they deleted their message after the fact. They asked the question, I wrote it down, then they deleted it, so I don't actually remember who asked it.
Why would they do that?
I guess it's because this is a very common question. So another thing that's different this time round, with the first 4 episodes that we done, everyone, like me and the guest, knew the questions beforehand. I knew the questions that I was going to ask, and I also knew the questions that the guest was going to ask. That's different now. So we're going to try this with the next 2 podcasts, so this one and the next one. And if it works, we'll continue going forward. But I don't know what Lion's going to ask, and Lion doesn't know what I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
So it might lead to some silly things. I don't know how it's going to work.
I hope it leads to silly things. Because the alternative is leading to silence too, from 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's not ideal. So I hope it's silly.
I hope so. I mean, there's some of these there. Yeah, I mean, the first one is a very popular question that has... I think this was a year ago that everyone was asking this question, I think. I don't know.
Oh.
Are you ready, Lion, for this question? It's... Oh.
Sure.
Are there more wheels or doors in the world?
Huh. I've actually never heard this one.
You've never heard it? Really?
I don't think I have. Huh. Unless I heard
I know
it
a year or so ago, everyone was asking this question. It only lasted a few days, but still.
More wheels or doors?
Yeah, are there more wheels or doors in the world? So when this was a question that was being thrown around a lot, I heard the argument Lego wheels for the little Lego cars and stuff, but also car doors for doors. So there's a lot of both, but which one is there more of? It's a tricky one.
This is trickier than I thought.
It's tricky.
You can define wheels. It's not just like wheels on cars and stuff. There's Ferris wheels, for example. There's all types of wheels.
But then for doors, so I'm leaning towards doors, so I'll go through my explanation first because this is my question. I actually have some notes on this. Lion doesn't. But I said doors. Doors are very common, but so are wheels. But I wrote 3 bullet points. Advent calendars.
I guess those count as doors. Yeah,
They do. They
guess.
do. And that's what, 25 each. You know, there's like cupboards in your house and wardrobes. So there's more than just the doors in your house. There's a lot of doors in your house, especially in December.
True. What's the third one?
Well, cupboards and wardrobes. I had them as separate things, even though they were
Okay.
the same thing.
They're the same thing.
They're the same thing, but I put them as separate. But yeah, it is a tricky one. But I do feel like there'd be more doors.
Without any preparation or thought put into this, I kind of agree. Although there are a lot of wheels. It's like that question, like, who would win, like, a billion lions or every Pokemon? And, like, the Pokemon side has, like, these people come up with, like, calculations and stuff, and, like, oh, and there's this, and the lion side is always like, I don't know, there's a lot of lions.
There's a lot of lions, but
it's a lot of lions.
Pokemon can do some crazy shit.
Yeah, but, like, that's a billion lions. It's the same thing. Like, you have a lot of points towards doors, and I agree. But, like, I don't know. There's a lot of wheels out there.
There's a lot of wheels, yeah. Because that would include,
Like,
well,
what
that would
counts as a
include
wheel?
a circular thing that rolls, I guess.
Yeah, true. I'm looking right now. I don't know. Fucking Joy-Cons. I'm looking at my Joy-Cons right now. Like, if you remove a button, is that a wheel? Because it can roll.
That's a good point.
Does it count as a wheel if it wasn't designed as a wheel?
That's a very good point. Does it have to be intentionally designed as a wheel for it to be classed as a wheel?
Can it be an accidental wheel?
I want to know what the Google definition is for wheel.
I was gonna Google it right now.
Definition of a wheel.
This is scientific research.
A circular object that revolves on an axle and is fixed below a vehicle or other object to enable it to move easily over the ground.
Oh,
so yeah,
it has,
I guess
it has to.
It has to be attached to something for it to be a wheel. Because otherwise, then it's just a circle.
But I mean, cheese wheels aren't attached to anything.
That's a good point, actually. And I'd say because of the name, that would be an exception. But I don't know.
Yeah, there are exceptions everywhere.
Yeah.
Actually, on the other side of that argument of does it have to be designed as a wheel? If it's designed as a wheel but doesn't function as a wheel, is it a wheel? Like a square wheel, is it a wheel?
I'd say that is a wheel, yeah, because it's designed as a wheel.
It was designed as such.
If it was designed as a wheel, it's probably a wheel. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. Because I guess it's down to intent. Was it intended to be a wheel?
You have to interview the wheel manufacturers to be like, hey, is this supposed to be a wheel? Was this just an accident?
It is a tricky one. It's a very tricky one because I don't know.
And it's not just anything that rolls, because like a sphere isn't a wheel. That's not wheel shaped, and it rolls. A bottle is not a wheel, and it can roll. Like you can't just claim wheelship over things.
But if you get a really big bottle and you attach it to a car and it rolls, I guess it is a wheel.
I guess it would be a wheel, yeah.
So I guess it just falls back to the it being attached to something part.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, with all that considered, I still think there's more doors.
It makes sense.
Like way more doors.
Like, when people were asking this question, like I heard Lego wheels be thrown around a lot because like they make a lot of Lego.
True,
they make a lot.
There's also Lego doors.
That's a very good point. Why have I never heard anyone say that?
There's Lego doors.
If anything, there's more Lego doors than Lego wheels.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of Lego cars. There's doors on the cars, unless they're designed poorly. I don't know. I haven't seen a Lego car in a while. I don't know if they have doors.
I mean, there's probably
Last
more
time
Lego
I saw
wheels,
a Lego car, I was like 10, probably.
It is very tricky. I do lean towards doors. I do feel like there'd be more doors than wheels.
Yeah,
but...
it makes sense. Even if doors are very obviously designed as doors and can't be, like, ambiguously something else, I don't think.
Yeah. It's tricky. Yeah, I mean, you can't design a door and have it not be a door. Because then it's just a wall.
That's a really shitty door. Hey guys, check out my door. How does it open? Oh, it doesn't.
What's the difference between a window that you can open and a door?
The door is on ground level. Like, you're supposed to go through the door.
What if it's like a really big window and it's on the ground, it touches the ground?
That's a door, then.
That makes sense, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's not a window, then.
So windows can't be doors.
I mean, if the window wants to be a door...
I'm just thinking, because like,
sure.
if you can open your window, that's also a door. It's a door to the outside.
It's a trap door, in a way.
Okay, I think we can agree that it's doors.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you couldn't come up with a second debate question, so I filled it in with another one.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with one.
Which is fair. It is actually really hard to come up with the debate questions, so that's why I'm actually kind of glad that we're reducing them.
Yeah, most of the good ones we already answered, I think.
I've got some more written down as notes, but it's fine. So this one is an interesting one. I need to hydrate. So this one.
I have to hydrate as well.
Okay, so this one. Would you rather know when or how you die?
Oh, fuck that one. When or how? Oh, God. I can never answer this one. Like, ever.
It's a tricky one. I do have a concrete answer.
When or how? Oh, my God.
It is a very tricky one.
Because, like, when, you kind of set yourself a deadline. Like,
Yeah.
You have to do everything you want to do before that day.
Yeah.
And how, it's like you're going to keep avoiding the thing that will cause you to die. Unless it's of old age. In which case, it's like, there's nothing you can do. It's like, oh, okay. I guess I'll just wait.
It's tricky. It really is.
I was like, I don't think I could bear knowing when I'm gonna die. I'm gonna just keep looking for it and being like, yep, that's the day. Like, that's the big day.
That's
like,
the day.
Someone's like, oh, are you free on Saturday? Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm dying on Friday.
I don't know. So I wrote down when. I'd rather know when as opposed to how. Because I feel like if you know how and you continually avoid that, surely you might die some other way. If you know when you die, you can prepare yourself. And you know for sure that, oh, yeah, I've got 30 years, I don't have to worry. You know, you can like have plenty of time to prepare and do anything that you want to do. And it's actually like the knowing.
There's also the unpleasant like possibility that you know when you're gonna die, and it's like, oh, it's in let me see, 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's better to know beforehand than, let's say, you get hit by a car. Like, you can't predict that sometimes.
Sometimes you can't predict you're gonna get hit by a car. Sometimes.
Talking from experience. I've actually been hit by a car.
You did. Yeah, you mentioned that. True. Did you know you were going to get hit by a car? Oh, okay.
I did 1 second before it happened.
Oh.
1 second. It wasn't enough time to stop it. But
I think I'd rather know how. Because, like, when... there's just, like, a deadline for a living, and I hate deadlines. That's pretty much it.
That's fair, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really much of a deep question. It's more or less like very linear, like one or the other. Which one would you like? But there's not much to that. But I don't know. I wanted to throw that one in there. I feel like it could be a nice bit of discussion about death.
I will also like be deathly afraid of the thing that's gonna kill me, like forever.
Oh,
which
yeah,
is not
definitely.
good, but
I mean, that's to be expected. If you know you're going to die to something, of course you're going to be scared of it.
especially if it's something like you can prevent. If it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you're gonna die in a fire. You're gonna like try and stay away from stuff that burns. You know?
That's scary. What if it's like choking? You're going to be
Yeah.
scared to eat.
Yeah, exactly. But if it's something like, I don't know, like something completely unpredictable, like fucking, I don't know, a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing you can do to try and prevent that. And
Yeah.
like, if you ever have a heart attack, you're probably not even gonna struggle. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, this is the one. Bye.
This is the one.
This is the one. Okay, bye.
That's fair. Okay, we can move on.
Yeah.
So
let's
that
stop
was
talking
the.
about death.
I don't want to talk about death for too long, but I don't know. I think it says an interesting question.
It is
So
interesting.
it was an interesting one. So the next ones are game-related questions.
Yo.
We've got
time
4
for
of
gaming.
those. I've got 2. Did you have the other 2, Lion?
I do have the other 2. One of them is like
Awesome.
really stupid. One of them I'm curious about.
Okay.
Because everyone can answer this one, I think, and everyone has different answers by design. There's no way like 2 people have the exact same one.
Okay. That's interesting.
I can ask it right now if you want. Or do you want to ask yours first?
You can do yours first. Go for it.
Okay, so this one that I'm talking about. Tell me about some games that you played as a kid that no one fucking cares about right now. Like, no one remembers.
Oh, God. I need some time to think about that one.
Fair. That's fair. I'm going to tell you about mine while you think.
Go for it.
Okay, so I played a lot of, like, random RPG Maker games. Like, specifically, like, Brazilian RPG Maker games, because I'm Portuguese, for anyone who doesn't know. For, like, 2 people who don't know right now. And, like, I played a lot of Brazilian RPG Maker games that are, like, very shitty. I replayed one recently. It's very bad. It's so fucking bad. But like, it's fine, because it was made by, like, a teenager in, like, the late 2000s, and it's, like, cool. Like, who cares? Like, it's like a young game dev learning the ropes in RPG Maker. It's fine. It's just, replaying it now, you can see that it's not that good. I'm not one to talk.
Yeah, you played through it the other day, didn't you? You posted it in
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah, I did. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, there's a lot of passion in there, but I don't know if that was enough.
It needs a bit more than that.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, I can't fault the developer or anything. It's like, they were just having fun making a game.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't blame them.
I'm not much better. Like, I made RPG Maker games when I was a kid. And, like, they weren't good. I never finished any of them. I'm very tempted to go find my old computer and get those games out and translate them to English and then post them for everyone to laugh at.
That does actually remind me, though. So, it wasn't my main answer. But there was, like, this website that I used to look at as a kid, which basically let you make games, like, on this website. No idea what it's called. Can't remember it. And they weren't really making your own games. There were, like, 3 different templates, and you can just edit some different assets. But as a little kid, that was awesome, because it felt like I was actually doing something. It was
Yeah,
really
true.
cool. And I loved that. Another thing, actually, this isn't actually my actual answer, but there was also, like, what was it? It was like a Mario Flash game, and you could, like, make levels.
Oh,
It was the Mario Maker before Mario Maker.
Is it like Mario Flash or something? It was a very basic name like
I
that.
don't remember what it was called. I just know that it was in, like, the Mario All-Stars style, and you could, like, make levels.
Yeah, exactly. It's that game. I played that when I was a kid. It was, like, very hard for a Mario game. I remember that. Like, the default. It had, like, a level editor, and it had, like, a full game built in. And, like, the game was extremely hard for some reason.
Yeah, like, I don't remember what it was like. I just remember playing around with the different, like, you know, the actual level editor, finding it really cool. I can never make anything cool, but I did find it really cool. Like, I've always liked games with level editors. I never use them that much, but they're just a cool little thing to have. I mean, I enjoyed them.
You did say you liked Little Big Planets and stuff like that.
Little Big Planet was amazing. I really want a new one.
I only played the PSP one, because I only had a PSP, and it was fun.
I mean, that is a valid one to play. I mean, I've played the 3 main ones. The third one's fine, but the first 2 were they were so good. Like Sean bought a PS4 last year for the very first time. He never had a PlayStation before that. Mm-hmm. And I convinced him to get Little Big Planet. And because it was a PS4, the only one you could get was 3. And I think I don't know if he liked it much, so we didn't replay it again. Did he play Little Big Planet? Am I forgetting things? I don't actually remember if he actually bought Little Big Planet, to be honest. I don't remember. I think he did. I don't remember. My mind is completely got. I don't remember if he actually bought Little Big Planet. I think he did. I did forget. But I don't know. The first one and the second one is very good. I really enjoyed those games as a kid. But no, my actual answer, I don't really have one. But so a game which I played. And what was the question again? Just so
a game you played when you were younger that no one cares about right now, no one remembers.
Okay. It's very tricky. There weren't many games, very unknown games I played as a kid. They were all just Mario. Fair. There was one game which I think some people do know about. And it was literally shovelware. but it wasn't actually bad. I guess calling it shovelware is a bit mean, because it was actually a half-decent game. It was Mercury Meltdown for the Wii. It's basically you play as this blob of mercury. You roll around, and it's like a puzzle game. It's kind of like a puzzle game.
Wait, I think I've heard of that. Wait,
it was in a couple of Scott the Woz episodes, if that makes any difference.
Oh, maybe.
He's mentioned it a couple of times. I think it was in one of the.
I was going to mention him in a bit.
I think it was in one of the Shovelware Variety Hours episodes. But he said it was he actually rated it a very good game, because it's not I think it treats itself as if it's shovelware, but it's actually not that bad. But no, it's a puzzle game where you just act like this little blob, and you can different effects you can solidify and split apart. It plays into the level design. I haven't played it in many years, but I have good memories with this little game.
Now that looks interesting.
It was actually an interesting game. I haven't properly played it in years, but my memories of it are pretty good.
This is actually reminding me of another game I played as a kid that no one remembers. At least I haven't seen anyone talk about. A little game for the PSP called Loco Roco or something. I think it was Loco Roco.
I've heard that name before. I don't know.
And it was your yellow blob thingies, and you can tilt the level around them. They don't walk. Oh. You tilt the level so they roll around, and they can kind of combine into each other to become bigger. That's all I remember.
That's literally what it's like in Mercury Meltdown.
Oh, that's why it reminded me of that. I was looking at screenshots and I was like, oh, this reminds me of something.
Yeah, no, literally, there's an aspect where it's you can split apart with certain effects. So you're separate blobs and you have to do different things with them. And you can merge them and you get bigger and stuff. I don't fully remember the game, but I just know that was a thing that you could do. And I don't know, I just found it really cool. It was a really cool little game. I do kind of want to play it. I kind of want to play it again. I've got it. I own it. Just haven't played it.
Mercury Meltdown stream.
Mercury Meltdown stream. Okay, that was a cool question. I mean, I like that.
Actually, I have a few more games to mention that I have not much to say. I just want to mention. You mentioned Scott the Woz, which is funny, because I was going to mention him. Because the two other games I was going to talk about are Order Up for the Wii and My Sims Agents for the Wii, which are both games Scott the Woz talked about in his childhood games video. And I also played them as a kid. My Sims Agents is good, okay? It's fucking good.
I never played Agents, but I played Kingdom, and I loved it. I Kingdom.
Played a bit of Kingdom for the DS specifically, which is different. The DS versions and the Wii versions are different.
Yeah, I played the Wii
things
one.
Worked back then. My Sims Agent for the DS, which I also played, is not nearly as good as for the Wii.
That's fair.
Actually, blame My Sims Agent's Wii for my addiction to mystery, story-based games. Blame that game. That was the first one. That's Patient Zero.
Oh, that's fair. No, I've never seen or played that game. I just remember having Kingdom and I really liked it. I remember nothing of the game. I just remember really liking it. Oh god, I'm trying to think of other games I remember playing now. There was a what was it? It was like a Guinness World Records game for the Wii.
What?
It was definitely shovelware. It was absolutely terrible, but I had it as a kid and I actually didn't hate it. Now it's terrible. I found it for
most games you play as a kid, you don't notice they're dog shit.
Yeah, I know, but like it was straight up shovelware, and I didn't think of that as a kid. But like, I bought it used a couple years ago for like 50p. Like no one wants it. It's shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at screenshots right now. This looks interesting.
There's a couple games in there which are actually like kind of cool. Like there's one we have to like build a skyscraper, which is world records. But I mean, actually, yeah, because you got to build like the tallest skyscraper. Okay, fair. But like, it's not bad. It like you have like these puzzle pieces and you need to like fit them in. Like that's actually a cool little mini game. But that's it. Yeah. Nothing. I don't remember anything else from that game. There's one where you have to like rip a phone book in half.
What is that? Is that a world record?
I think it's like number of phone books ripped in half in a certain amount of time or something like that. It was, I don't know, but you do it with like all the Wii remote and nunchuck, and you just like tear it apart, and like the controls are so bad.
I'm looking at screenshots of the game, and one minigame keeps popping up of like someone growing very, very big toenails for fingernails for some reason.
Yeah,
for some reason. It's the one that keeps popping up.
That one's really weird. You have to like grab the nails and like drag them. You have to like basically draw the nails. You like just click on the nails and draw. Like it's so dumb. Someone
thought this up. Someone came up with this and presented it to a group of people at a meeting, and they all said, "Yo, let's do that."
It's such a random game. But like, God. I have memories of it. The last thing that comes to mind was like a little Flash game. I don't remember much of it, but it's like a little one where you need to like, it's literally such a basic game. You have to like get this ball to the other side of the screen, and you have to like draw lines to get the ball to the other side of the screen. I don't really know much about it.
I don't know.
It's literally like the ball. You have to make it roll to the end. That's all it was. I remember nothing more than that. I just remember it was a Flash game in the mid-2000s. I played it when I was like 5. So it definitely doesn't exist anymore. But still.
Yeah, probably. That's kind of sad. A lot of games out there that people played in their childhood are gone because Flash is dead.
Yeah, I know there's like...
to, like renew.
Yeah. It sucks. I know there's a couple like really big projects to like archive as many Flash games as possible.
Yeah, true.
But like, sucks that a lot of them are just completely gone now.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm hydrating on my throat. Right. Here's my question. Yes. So the question. It's very similar. It's very similar.
Oh.
What is the first game you ever played? Or the first game you remember playing? So this question was kind of Slay Rose, but I adapted it. It was like, what was your gaming timeline or something like that? I changed it to this. So it's an adapted question, but it's kind of Slay Rose. But yeah, the first game you ever remember playing.
Huh.
So for me, the first game I remember playing is Mario Party 4.
Specifically Mario Party 4.
Specifically 4. It was on the GameCube, and it was definitely 4, because we didn't have any others. We only had 4.
Makes sense.
So that was most likely the first game I played, but I also, very early on, also played a lot of Mario Kart Double Dash. Not much of it, actually. Maybe not that much. But sense. I remember playing that game as well. But it was definitely a Mario game. And I would have been like, what, 3? I started young.
You started young? This is how they get you.
They rope you in with the wahoos.
I don't actually know what... Like, the only one that comes to mind, which is almost definitely not the first one I played, is fucking Super Tux. Like the Linux game with Tux the penguin.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I will. I'll give you the backstory for why that's probably one of the first games I played. So here in Portugal, when I was like in first grade, I think like 6 years old or 7, the government decided to make a policy that every child at school should have like a school computer, like a school laptop they can bring home and stuff.
Oh.
That got discontinued really fucking quick. But I was like in the target audience for that.
Yeah.
So I am like me and everyone my age has one. I don't know where mine is. I used to play Minecraft on that thing and it was laggy as hell because it was like a budget laptop. But anyway, and that one came pre-installed with like a thing called a Magic Box. I don't actually know if that's like a thing or if that was a thing just for that PC. I don't know. But anyway, it came pre-installed with Super Tux and everyone just had that. And so I think that's why that must be one of the first games I played. But I think I had a DS before that. Like me and my sister shared a DS. That we actually... I don't know if I should save this. I should... there's a story here that I don't know if I should save for something else.
If you're unsure, don't. But that's fair.
Okay. Yeah, we had a DS, so I don't know. Maybe my first game ever was like Nintendogs, which is very... like, I don't know.
That's a very popular game. I never actually had Nintendogs or cats or anything like that. I never had anything like that. Never. I just never wanted to. I'm not much fan of the person. But that's fair. It's a very different choice for a first game.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of that laptop, I'm pretty sure, like, my first exposure for SNES games was in school. I looked over, like, what one of my friends was doing with that laptop, and they were playing Donkey Kong Country 2 on an emulator. And I was like, what is that? And I never found out what that was until, like, years later, where I figured out both what Donkey Kong Country 2 was and what an emulator was. Like, back then, I didn't fucking know what he was doing.
Oh, God. That's actually quite similar. I don't actually know how I got into it, but I remember the first time I emulated a GameCube game. It was Mario Sunshine, of all things. But I think I would have been, like, 14 at that point? But I was so impressed with the fact I was playing a GameCube game on my PC.
So impressed.
I was very impressed. I don't really know why.
Oh my god. It's like Mario on my computer.
It just felt really cool. I didn't know I could actually play a GameCube game on my PC, but I could. But I don't know. I haven't got really much of a story there. I don't remember how I done it or anything. But I did.
Lock her up. We got her.
I will never admit to such crimes. Anyway. But no. Yeah, I haven't got anything to add. Cool question.
Yeah, same. Fucking Super Tux.
Super Tux. I've never heard of that.
I don't even know if it's pronounced Tux or Tux. It's like in Portuguese we say Tux. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what it's like in English.
Super Tux.
By the way, in that game, there's like a level that is just straight up 1-1 from the first Mario game.
Really?
It's just straight up 1-1. And like it's called Nostalgic Level, like the name.
Huh.
Because like that game is like Mario clone, kinda. And there's a level that's just straight up 1-1. And it took me years to realize.
I find that really strange. Sorry, I'm just looking at screenshots for Super Tux. Oh. I see exactly what you mean, yeah.
Oh.
I see exactly what you mean. That is straight up 1-1.
It is.
They actually have like carbon copies of pipes and everything. Like,
yeah. It's just straight up a Mario clone, but... Actually, that's weird. This is one of the first games I played, and I'm pretty sure I played this before any Mario game. But, like, I already knew this was a Mario clone. Like, I didn't... This wasn't deceiving me. I was like, oh, yeah, that's like Mario, even though I didn't play that at this point. Or maybe I did, I don't know.
I mean, I think... No, I was gonna say, oh yeah, I played Simpsons Hit and Run before I knew what GTA was. I didn't actually know what GTA was at that point. But when I first saw gameplay of GTA, I was like, hang on, that's like Simpsons Hit and Run. not knowing that it's based off of GTA.
Like, you look at
Yes.
GTA and you're like, this is giving some Simpsons Hit and Run vibes.
I was deceived. I thought of it the other way around, but no. Obviously, GTA wouldn't. They're not going to copy the fucking Simpsons for like a bunch of games.
Back when I was a kid, I used to play GTA exclusively on the PSP with my cousin's copy of the game, because I didn't have it for a while. I don't know how I managed to convince my parents to buy it. I don't think they noticed. Either they didn't notice what it was or they didn't care, which is fair for both. It's not that bad on the PSP.
That's fair.
But anyway, like, I played it exclusively with my cousin, and I didn't know the name for the longest time. So I was just like, hey, where's that game where you can run over people? Like, that's what I called it.
The game that you can run over people.
I didn't do any missions back then. I just, like, inputted the cheat code for a tank in, and then I got in the tank and exploded stuff, and that's all I did.
I would say my story is similar for GTA, but it's probably, I don't know, it's different. So I had just bought a used PS3. I was probably like 13. Actually, I was 12 because it was a year or two before GTA 5 came out. So I was 11 or 12. And I just bought a used PS3 because I really wanted to play Little Big Planet again.
Oh.
And there was like a whole collection of games that came with this PS3. One of them was GTA 4. And I was going to put that in the sell pile. Because there's a collection of games I didn't want. But I hesitantly kept it, thinking, yeah, I'll just try it. It probably isn't very good. Yeah, I loved it. But still... I think that's a good time to actually mention.
Yeah,
in the past week,
years later, and
in the past week, in the past 1 week, I have played through GTA 5 3 times.
And you're gonna do it again, I think.
I'm gonna do it again. It's like
I know you've already mentioned why. I just want to hear it again because I can't grasp it.
It's the gameplay's really fun. I like the story, even though I'm skipping the story now. But like, the game's been out for like a decade. I've played through the story probably about maybe somewhere close to like 10 times in that time before this week. And I played through it, sometime this week, whatever, last week, I don't remember. But I played through it just because I haven't played it in a while, wanted to do it again. Played through it, then I thought, I'll play it again. So I did. I got to the end of it. And then I thought, I want to speedrun it this time. So I did.
What did you say the world record for the game was?
Right, so the categories for speedrunning GTA 5, there's any percent and classic percent. There's also a bunch of other ones, but they're the main ones. Any percent isn't really the serious one for GTA, because anyone who doesn't know the series doesn't really matter. But if you get into a taxi, you can fast travel. And also, if you die 3 times in a mission, you can skip the mission. Any percent, you can do those things. But classic percent, you can't. So it's actually like straight up playing the game. So the any percent world record, I don't really know what it is, but I know it's very quick.
It's classic, very fast.
Yeah, classic percent is the one that I tried to speedrun. The world record is like 5 hours, 45 minutes. It's a very long game, and they done it in 5.5 hours, which is very good. My time was about 10 hours. Give or take like 10 minutes or so, but it was about 10 hours. I wasn't really timing, but it was about 10 hours.
Fair.
For my first time actually trying to speedrun that game, I don't know the route or anything. I am very happy with that, yeah. Like, I know some of the tricks, like I know some things that actually did help me quite a bit. That probably would have cut off a couple of hours, down to 10 hours. But like, I want to try it again and actually know some parts of the route, because I know there are actually like some parts which are very hard to know. There's a lot of like clips out of bounds. There's not really actually that many, there's only a couple. But there's a lot of like speedrunning tricks in that game. But even then, it's not really that optimized because it's such a long route. But so my time was around about 10 hours. If I had actually recorded that, done everything properly and uploaded it, I would be about 130th. Which That sounds pretty good, but there's only like 150 submitted runs because it's such a long game. People aren't running it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think like the ideal like time for a speed game is like 30 minutes to an hour. Otherwise, people just don't bother. For the most part.
I mean, there is.
I know there's like popular games that are like 2 hours and 3 hours and stuff. It's just the most popular ones are like from 30 minutes to an hour, I feel.
Yeah, and which is good because there is one category called Trevor%. So anyone who doesn't play GTA, that's fine, or know the story. There's basically this category ends at one specific mission when you're introduced to another character, and that point is about, for most people, about 3 hours in. But the world record is like 55 minutes, and that category is actually run quite a bit. So that one has like 800, 900 runs, because that takes a lot less time. It's the same rules as Classic%, but it's only like probably about a quarter of the game as opposed to the full thing. And that one is run a lot more. I don't know, just in general, it's fun to play. it's just fun.
I'm sure you'll play it again.
I am definitely going to play it again. I want to like get to grips with the route, and I actually want to try properly speedrunning it. I'm not going to do it very much. I can't see my GTA 5 phase lasting much longer.
We're not entering the GTA speedrun arc.
No, I can't see myself doing that. It's a long game. Anyway.
Well, speaking of games you've played a lot, my question has nothing to do with that.
Okay, what's your question?
It's games you've never played, but you really want to.
Oh, God. That's a tricky one, because I've had that written down in my notes for a while, but I don't know how to answer it.
I didn't actually think I was going to answer either.
So a game that I've really wanted to play but haven't.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one. The only thing that's coming to mind, there's someone screaming in the background.
I can hear it.
I can't do anything about that. I can try and do some audio stuff in post, but I don't know.
Call them in. They're part of the podcast now. What's a game you've never played but you want to?
So I don't have much of a concrete answer because I don't know. But one game which I do actually really want to play is called Viewfinder.
Viewfinder?
Yeah, it's basically, you have like this kind of like, what kind of camera is it? The one that like prints out the pictures. So you have this little Polaroid camera. I think it's a Polaroid camera. I need to actually look that up because I don't want to get my terms wrong. Hang on. But it's like a weird like perspective type thing. Hang on. Polaroid, if I can spell. It is a Polaroid. Okay. So it's a Polaroid camera. So it's basically like a perspective thing where it's weird to describe this, but it's a puzzle game that you can like take pictures of the environment. It prints out a picture of the environment, and you can basically, depending on how you angle that picture, it pastes in that environment at a specific angle, and you have to use that to solve puzzles. So it's basically getting pictures of different terrain, different angles and stuff, putting it in the real world, and using that to solve puzzles. It's very hard to explain.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I've only seen like the couple of trailers for it, and like I really want to play it because it looks really fun. But like, it looks really cool.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, I recommend looking up a trailer for it because it's.
Yeah, I'm looking at
very
like
strange.
screenshots now on Google Images. Like this reminds me of a game, like a free game I played once called Perspective, which is pretty much what you can assume it is just by the name.
Perspective.
It's like it's like you're a 3D first-person player, and there's like a 2D little guy on the walls, and like depending on your perspective, the little guy can like walk in different ways.
That's cool.
And like you can get away from the 2D person to make them bigger and get closer to it to make it smaller because like perspective.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's interesting. And like it ends in a very trippy way for no reason.
That's fair. I don't know, just games that like mess with like perspective and stuff. I just find that really cool. There's a game called Superliminal, I think. I think that's what it's called. I need to look it up. I think it's Superliminal.
I am looking it up. Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I've played like 20 minutes of it. I haven't played it for very long because I wasn't in the mood when I played it, and I forgot to. I haven't picked it up since. But from what I have played, it's actually pretty cool. But it's basically like the same kind of concept. Like you can like pick up objects, move things, and depending on how it looks on your screen when you actually place the object back down, it basically scales things to different sizes. And you use that for puzzles. Lion's looking at the other side.
Look, Libby, I'm going to explain what's going on. For some reason, my Minecraft window froze, and I'm looking at you right now. Am I looking anywhere? Am I just going crazy right now?
You're looking at the right-hand side of the... Oh, yeah, you're fine now. Oh, hang on. No. That's fine.
I am not fine, though.
Oh, leave and rejoin.
I can't leave and rejoin, because when I pause, it just shows you. And okay,
I'll kick you.
The only way I can do...
There we go, kicked him. For anyone who's...
It still just looks like you. I think I need to close it.
That's fine, yeah, you do that. I'll ramble about games. For anyone who's not watching and just listening, we record these podcasts in Minecraft. It's not a Minecraft thing, which I'm sure you can tell by now, but we record them in Minecraft as the visual thing. And
I am very
this
sorry.
game just bugged out. It's really funny.
I don't know what happened.
There's always something that goes wrong and it's funny.
Yeah, true. I was looking something up, so I tabbed out, and when I went back into Minecraft, it's just I couldn't move. I was clearly moving on your end, but I couldn't move on my screen.
That's fair. Lion when game be silly. But no.
Now I don't know what I was talking about. We were talking about Superliminal, but...
Yeah, I mean, the question was... It was your question, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's the game you've never played. And
yeah, you haven't answered it.
Yeah, I used to have a lot of games like that, and then I played them.
I'm going to do a zoom in on...
on nothing.
On nothing.
They're just zooming on nothing.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while.
That's fine.
Minecraft launcher's being slow.
That's fine. Take your time. I will I will be funny and I'll have to do anyone who's just listening to this podcast, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am very sorry. This usually doesn't go this bad. It just goes kind of bad.
Okay, I'm now wearing your head. So if you want to explain a game that you've always wanted to play, it is HyLion.
As I was saying, there used to be a lot of games I wanted to play, and I haven't. But then I played them. Like for example, the Zero Escape series. I played that last year. I really wanted to play that for a while, and then I played it. Now it's not a game that I really want to play. It's a game I've played.
That's fair. Oh, you're back.
I am rejoining. Then there's also Omori, which I also mentioned in the other podcast. Oh, I'm looking at nowhere. Oh, there I am. Fuck. I'm here.
We're back.
As I was saying, there's Omori, which I also really wanted to play. And then I played it. So now it's not one of those games again.
That's fair.
There's the one that I want to play right now, which I said I was going to play this year and I haven't gotten around to it yet, is Tunic, which is
Oh, I've heard of that one.
A game some people on the server played. I'm pretty sure... Actually, who played it?
I don't remember. I know of the game. I don't know what it is, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a game. All I know about it, or at least as far as I understand it, it's like a game where you don't know the controls to a lot of stuff, and you have to No, not the controls. It's they speak a language you don't understand, and you slowly piece together how to read that stuff and how to understand the world better. I think that's what it is. At least as far as I understand it. I could be getting it completely wrong. But it's something like that, where you don't know a thing, and the more you explore, the more you understand it.
That sounds really cool, actually. I have to look into that. But no, you mentioned Zero Escape and Omori. I actually want to... I've played, 10 minutes of Zero Escape.
Yeah.
I haven't played much.
Sean played the first game.
He played all of it. I was staying over at his when he played it, and
yeah.
I had to not look in case I end up spoiling myself when I end up playing it.
I remember Sean was nervous about a specific part of the game, which I won't go into because it's spoilers. So he asked me if I wanted to go on call with him, so he's less nervous about that thing. So I just like stayed there for the entire end of the game.
And I was led on his bed the entire time playing something. I don't know what I was playing. I think I was playing Zelda Spirit Tracks. I don't actually remember.
Yo, Spirit Tracks.
I've played like the first. I don't actually know how far in I.
That's my first.
I didn't play
Zelda
much.
game
Oh really?
Yeah.
Huh. Not bad. I mean, from what I played,
I used to think that's the first game in the timeline because I was like, oh look, Link isn't meeting Zelda. This is the first one. I didn't know how the timeline worked back then.
I mean, my first one was Wind Waker.
Oh, that's a good one.
It was a very good one, and I knew of the existence of the timeline, and I knew that all of the Links and Zeldas were separate, so I wasn't very confused. I just didn't really understand. Because I knew Hyrule was a reoccurring place, but I had no idea why it was flooded.
True, yeah. That's probably an awkward place to start.
Yeah, I knew like the basic things of Zelda. Like I knew the characters, and I knew what the Triforce was, I think. But like I didn't understand why Hyrule was flooded. So, I don't know. Wind Waker was a really good game. Then I went into Breath of the Wild. I haven't actually played that many. I've played Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword, and Tears of the Kingdom. That's all I've played.
I've tried Twilight Princess, which you hated.
I've tried to play Twilight Princess. I've played like not even that much. I can't. I really, really can't.
I need to replay that game because I never finished it. I played till like very late in the game and then I didn't finish it.
That's fair. I feel I'm very harsh on the old Zeldas. I really physically like Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I cannot play them. I just can't. I don't know. I just can't.
I'm a lot more like forgiving of old games being old and not understanding how things should work. I don't understand. Like, I really, really like Ocarina of Time. It's like a very good game, but I don't understand why it's considered the best game of all time by a lot of people. I really don't understand that. It's a very good game. It's not that good, though.
That's fair. I don't know. Like, I understand that it was a very influential game, but I just like I can't play very much of it. I get bored. I don't know. Anyway,
what's your question?
My question. So this one is mostly tailored to you.
Oh.
And I know this is something that if I remember correctly, you did actually start talking about this in the podcast the first time you were on the podcast.
Maybe.
But we cut the discussion short, I think.
Maybe.
The question is, have you ever wanted to make a game? And if so, what would it be?
Oh.
I'm asking this because I know that you have like cool plans for a game and stuff, and I think you wanted to ramble about it the first time, but I didn't let you. Also, I don't remember the details.
I don't remember. I think there was something like that.
I don't remember exactly what happened, but I know you didn't ramble.
There is a plan for a game that I really want to do, and I'm like actively doing right now. I'm not like I haven't done much in a way that matters really. Like I really want to at least like maybe next week or something, like really soon. Actually, like fucking open a project in Godot because that's the engine I'm gonna use. It's the only like engine that's not fucking RPG Maker that I'm not gonna fucking use. That I actually kind of understand. Like I really want to just start and doing stuff because like I have a lot of plans for it, and I don't know how much I want to go into detail. I guess I can just kind of explain the general like plot outline and like how like with my inspirations, which are extremely fucking obvious if you know me, but
I would like to know about it.
Okay, so it's basically it's a detective game inspired by Ace Attorney. Big fucking whoop. Big fucking whoop. It's inspired by Ace Attorney. Who knew? But like I wanted to make something different. I can actually go into the backstory for like my my process. I really wanted to make a game when I was like maybe like 15. It's not like 3-4 years ago. And it was like a game very inspired by Ace Attorney again. And it was these two investigators, and it's was set in a like interrogation office instead of a courtroom because I thought that would be interesting. Like, it's just the detective and the person they're interrogating, and I thought maybe that can be interesting. And it was like this whole thing. I tried to come up with a plot. I failed. Like, I came up with it was so convoluted. It made no sense. And like, I eventually realized this makes no sense. It had too many things going on. I barely even understood how to keep track of them.
Oh yeah, plot right.
And I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, okay, this is not working. I need to come up with something more unique. Because, like, murder mysteries, I love Ace Attorney, I love murder mysteries, but, like, goddamn, there's so many fucking murders in Ace Attorney. And I thought, you can make a mystery game that's not about murder, right? Like, that's a thing you can do. Why does no one do it? And then, one day in class, in Portuguese class, which is like a literature class, it's like your equivalent to English, we were reading poems by some author. It was a poem about, like, someone not understanding if he was in a dream or if it was reality.
Ooh.
And then I was like, wouldn't it be cool if there was, like, a visual novel mystery game where you, like, go inside people's dreams and figure out what they mean? And then I was like, holy shit, wait, this is a concept. I can do this. This is a thing I can do.
That is a really cool idea.
Like, I know the Somnium Files has to do with dreams. I haven't played that game. I really want to, like, start playing it soon, because I have bought both games. But as far as I know, it's not about figuring out the dreams. It's just, like, it's a puzzle game that takes place inside dreams. Like, my idea is, you go inside a dream, that's a bunch of nonsense, and, like, looking at, like, what the person is who's dreaming, like, what their life is like, trying to figure out the nonsense, and, like, talking to the dream characters and coming to the realization what they represent and what they mean, and eventually realizing what the dream is about, and, like, confronting what that is about. There's, like, a nightmare character in each dream that you have to, like, confront and be like, hey, it's not as scary as you fucking think, you doofus, and then, like, beat some sense into them. Not really. It's more like trying to convince them with their own thoughts.
That's
like,
really cool.
Why it's not as scary as they might think. I really want to focus on, like, social fears, because those are the most interesting. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like a dream that's like, oh, I'm very scared of water or something. That's not going to be, like, interesting enough for something like this.
Yeah.
It's basically, that's the structure. It's like going into people's dreams and figuring out what they mean. And I have I have the entire, like, plot outline, like, figured out. I'm not going to go into it, both because, like, this is a thing I want to do, and then
that's fair. That is fair.
Give it away, and also for spoilers, because, like, eventually I'm going to need, like, beta testers and, like, beta readers and stuff, and, like, I'm going to ask on the server if anyone wants to do that. So, like, I can't just give away what the things are. I can just explain the story. Like, I have the entire, like, basic plot structure figured out. I have, like, the entire first chapter, like, the first dream. I have the entire, like, life of the person figured out and what their fears are and what everything represents. I have some ideas for what the dream is. I know what the setting of the dream is for sure. And I know what, like, the big thing that happens. You know, like, when in nightmares, something big happens and you wake up?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big thing. The big thing. I have that figured out. Each dream is going to have something like that.
That is really, like, cool.
I also have, like, a few characters figured out, which are the ones I posted about. I have some more, but just I'm keeping them to myself until I'm ready.
That is really fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, that sounds really cool. Oh, that genuinely
I thought
sounds
so
really
too. That's
cool.
why I want to make it. I thought so too.
And, like, each, like, that's so cool. Like, it's a whole thing about, like, solving. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
you know, like,
really
when you wake up and you think, what the fuck was that about? Like, that it's to figure that out. What the fuck was that about?
And that's such a cool idea as well. Because, like, that's so cool. Yeah, genuinely. I don't have much to add, but that's really cool. Like, solving the dreams, confronting, like, this nightmare character, facing the fear kind of thing. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of facing the fear. It's kind of facing your own It's facing your own subconscious, not your own, because the main character is not the person who's dreaming. Like, they go inside the people's dreams. But, like, it's basically yelling at your intrusive thoughts and going, shut up! Fuck you!
That's such a cool idea. Like, genuinely.
One thing that I really want to make sure I do is that, like, when you are confronting that nightmare character, that you are using the dreamer's own thoughts and ideas. Because otherwise it's just someone being like, oh, don't be scared. No, it needs to come from them. Otherwise it's cheating. It's just like, it's like, no, from my outside perspective, this is what you should do. No, fuck that.
So it's like working with the person dreaming to confront the fear.
Kinda.
Directly.
The person dreaming is not supposed to know, though. Like, because the point, I can go into this. This is not that, it's not that big of a deal. Basically, the way this world works, and in real life too, but the way the world works is if the dreamer figures out they're dreaming, they wake up. So, like, you can't just be too overworried about it.
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
There's a lot more stuff that I don't want to explain right now.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that completely. That's such a cool idea, though. I really do like that a lot.
I've actually really cool. I've been writing like the script for the first one, and I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I did as much as I could without plotting exactly where everything else is going to go in this chapter. So I need to like actually plot it completely. Because like I could do a bit without knowing exactly where everything was going to go, but like the moment you get to the first bit of like a tutorial explaining something, it's like, okay, now I need to like know what is going to be explained here. Like I need to actually know.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that. Honestly, that's really cool.
Thanks.
Like, I know you've, like, done drawings of characters, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have. I've posted some drawings.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that was actually for the game and not a separate thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so you've done some, like, art of the characters, and just their designs by themselves is just really cool.
Thanks. There's the one I keep redesigning, which is Sonia. I'm not going to explain what she is in the game.
Yeah.
Or what her role is, but, like, I think I'm going to have to redesign it again, like, very slightly. Because, like, I got some ideas, and I think they fit better. But, like, that design... I kept redesigning her for some reason. It's like, no, this is not quite it yet. As for the main character, Jacob, it was like, the first design that was it. I was like, okay, that's good. And then I kept trying to change something, and I was like, no, that doesn't fit. This is good already.
That's fair. I think just in general, like, it's just really cool. That's fair.
I wanted to make other games. It's just, this is the one that I'm actually serious about.
Yeah,
There's the RPG Maker games I mentioned earlier that I made as a kid. I barely remember anything about them. There was a Mario fan game, like a Mario RPG fan game, that I tried to do and failed miserably. I don't even have anything to say about that. It was just bad.
That's fair. I mean, then there's me with that little game maker thing. Not even game maker, just that website thing. I don't even remember it.
Oh, yeah. That website you said.
That website thing.
Actually, speaking of that, I wonder if kids nowadays, like playing Mario Maker, they think, oh, I'm making my own game or something. Like, I hope they do.
I'm sure there are some people like that, yeah.
That's such a cool thought when you find a level editor and you're like, I'm making a game.
Honestly, yeah. Like, one thing they added in Mario Maker 2, which I really like, they added in an update, is like you can like make your own worlds.
Yeah.
And that's such a cool idea. I haven't actually used it because I don't want to play Mario Maker, but like, it's a cool idea. I kept
wanting to use it, and then I start making a level, and I'm like, actually, never mind. This is a lot of work.
It is like a lot of work.
8 worlds with 5 levels? No, I'm not going to do that.
It's a lot of levels and a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a good level. That's the thing, but I don't know. In general, it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah. Sometimes I replay my own levels, and I'm like, this is bad. Who liked this? Like, I log into Mario Maker, and there's like a like on the level of mine and like a comment saying, good job, or something. I'm like, what the fuck? This is horrible. This is badly designed. What are you talking about? I can exploit this level in 5 different ways. What are you doing?
I got a few of those, but like, I actually try to make the levels good, but like, they're still not that good.
Actually, I don't know if you remember. Like, back when you had viewer-submitted levels and you were playing them on stream, I made you a troll level that you never finished.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. And, like, you played it and you were like, yeah, I actually like that this one isn't, like, that fucking, like, outrageously, like, unfair to you. And then you never played it again.
To be fair, I probably said that because at the time, I was really used to Mayro's troll levels, and hers were, like, insanely unfair.
True, actually.
They were really funny. Don't get me wrong. They were really funny.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah. I mean, that's the point of a troll level. It's just the point of a troll level is to be unfair. It's
Oh
not
yeah, definitely.
It's like a compliment to say it's unfair.
Honestly, I forgot about those days.
I had to re-upload the level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like dead name in the description, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good." And then I removed it and posted it again.
That's fair. I don't know. Like I haven't uploaded. I haven't played Mario Maker 2 in years, but I did I can't talk. I put up a few levels when the game first came out, but I started recreating some levels I made in Mario Maker 1. Never finished any. I tried to though. And now I can never do that because Sean has my Wii U. And I'm never going to see that thing again.
Actually, didn't the servers for Mario Maker like open up again, or was it just Splatoon?
I think it was just Splatoon. I don't remember.
I thought it was Splatoon and another game, and I think that game was Mario Maker, but I don't know.
I don't know if I actually uploaded any levels from Mario Maker 1. I don't remember.
Oh, it was Mario Kart 8. Okay.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Huh. But no, I'll answer the question. I don't actually have an answer though. So my oh, hang on, I done a weird thing on the stream. Hang on, on the stream on the recording.
I love technical difficulties.
It's fine. It's just a simple technical difficulty. Anyway, so the question was mostly directed towards you, so I don't really have much of an answer. I just
Fair.
Literally in my notes, all I have is I'm fine doing Tato stuff. That's it. I
mean, fair. Tato stuff takes a lot of work.
It's
basically coming up with your own you have to come up with lore and events. And events that relate to lore and events that don't relate to lore, and you also have to come up with buildings. It's a lot of stuff.
So Tato is the Minecraft server that I run. And it has this whole storyline to it. So it's not your ordinary Minecraft server, because I still have to focus on actually running the server and doing the boring server stuff, but I also have to come up with the lore and the story and try and find out ways, because storytelling in Minecraft is really fucking hard.
It is. I would know.
It's really hard. I can't it's really tricky to do.
Yeah. I would know. I tried doing that in Season 3. In Tato Season 3, for anyone who doesn't know, we have seasons in the server. And I didn't really reveal any lore until the last day, where I was kind of forced to, because, that was the last opportunity to reveal stuff.
Lore in Season 3 was horrible.
Yeah.
It was hard to write. But no, just the lore in general, it's tricky, because I don't want to just throw random stuff out there. I actually want it to be good lore. And we're on Season 4 at the moment. There's a lot more to it. I'm not going to go into detail about Tato lore. I'll do that some other time. But a lot goes into it, and that's kind of like me making my own game, but it's not really more of a game. It's more or less like writing a story as opposed to making a game. But still, it's true. Anyway, I want to move on to the personal questions. So these work in a different way to they before, but I mean, not really, just rebalance the questions. Before it used to be 2 each. Now it's 2 from me, 1 from the guest, so Lion in this case. And we'll start off with this one. This is a tricky one. It's not really a tricky one, but it's one which most people probably don't have an answer to. But what have you done online that has had the largest reach or impact?
Huh.
It's a very tricky. Most people probably don't know how to answer this, because it's just what have you done online that has the largest reach? You know, it's a tricky one to answer.
I don't think I even have anything that reached a large audience.
Well, the largest, I guess.
Yeah, the largest.
I only wanted to put this in here because I was really stuck for questions, and I have an answer to this. But I have 2 answers to this, actually.
Okay,
but,
if you have answers to that, let's save them for after I try to answer this, because yours are probably a lot more impressive than whatever I come up with. It is tricky. I have a couple, even though they're not me reaching a large audience. Starting out, the one that's not even me at all. It's I used to be a regular on a Brazilian YouTube channel with 1 million views, and I was like it was a regular that the channel themselves like knew about me and stuff in the comments, and they replied to me as if I was a regular and stuff like that. That was cool. I haven't watched their stuff in years.
I'd say that counts. That's cool. That's really cool.
The other one, because I have nothing else to say about that. It's just, yeah. The other thing, I guess I've talked about this. I was part of the development team for an Ace Attorney fan game that never came out, but it was like a big deal, especially on like it's very embarrassing to say this, especially on the Circle Jerk Ace Attorney subreddit. Because it was like, I don't want to spoil, because it's about, I mean, the game's not going to come out, at least not in the finished state. Maybe like the first case, because due to reasons beyond anyone's control, we can't finish it. But like, and I'm not even part of the development team anymore, so like, it's not even related to me. I mean, it is, because if they're gonna finish the part they're doing, some sprites were made by me. But like, that's it.
That's fair.
Basically, it was popular in the Circle Jerk subreddit because it's about this like character in the canon games that is like very memed on and very like one-dimensional. It's like a very one-dimensional villain that everyone's just kind of like, oh my god, when is this guy going to shut up? No one cares. And like we decided, no, we're going to take this character that no one cares about and everyone jokes on, and we're going to give him a tragic backstory that explains everything. But it was actually like good. It had a good like concepts and stuff. Like we had characters, like original characters that I think were very good. You know how like you only played like the first 2 cases of Ace Attorney, but you know how the characters have like pun names, like punny names. Like we had a few names that were like good, I think.
Right.
Like I'm pretty sure I talked about this character. Like the assistant to the main character was a defense attorney who cheats and like forges stuff called Riggs Foresight. Because he rigs stuff for his foresight.
Honestly, the name puns are great from what I've seen these days.
It had a lot of like passion and stuff put into it. Unfortunately, we're not going to finish. I guess that had like slightly big reach. Not that big though.
That's fair. I mean, it's still pretty cool.
And one thing that I'm hoping I have a big reach eventually that I started working on lately. So I learned how. Actually, in episode 1, I talked about Ghost Trick, which hadn't released yet, like the remaster. It's released now, and I learned how to mod it.
Oh,
I learned how to mod Ghost Trick. It's actually harder to like replace graphics and stuff. I mean, it's not that hard. It's just hard to make it look good. But that doesn't matter here because I'm actually making a Google translated mod for Ghost Trick, and I'm hoping that when I finish, the Phantom likes it. I posted it on a Ghost Trick Discord server. And everyone was like, oh my god.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I don't know. If going off of all of the Google translated stuff that Mayra keeps sending me, it's very cool.
It's very weird.
It's strange.
It comes up with so many stupid stuff.
I don't want to say what it is because I don't know if it's a thing that she's actually announced. But I saw, like, I was calling her when she was working on another Google translated thing, and just some of the dialogue was so funny.
Yeah,
like it turns something into something completely different.
It's very like quirky like that.
It's so dumb, but it's really funny. And then there's sometimes where you can tell how it got what it did from the intended dialogue. It's really funny.
It's very fucking... When you can tell... Sometimes, like, you know what the line is and it makes no sense, and you're like, how did that translate to that? Like, the biggest one of those mods, which is a Book of Mario, Thousands of Doors. Like, the one that sticks out in my mind... There's a lot of dumb stuff that says, but one line that sticks out in my mind as being particularly stupid is, like... Not, like, one of the big ones. They're ones that are funny, but are not, like, stupid, as in, like, the translation is stupid. There's, like, a character in the original saying sniff, as in, like, crying. They're sniff. And it translated to, I have a cold.
How did it get that?
Because you sniff when you have a cold, I guess.
Yeah, but how did it get that from a translate?
I don't know. There's also dumber lines, like, fucking, I'm gonna end my father, him, all, and stuff like that. But yeah, the Google Translated one, it's going. There's some stuff that have been said.
That'd be really interesting to see. I haven't played Ghost Trick.
Yeah.
But like maybe once
You will eventually.
I will eventually, definitely. I will eventually go into it. But
I can say one thing. There's a character in the mod, in the Ghost Trick translated mod, which, by the way, is called Devil's Trick Demon Inquisitor.
Oh.
Just by that. Fucking Demon Inquisitor. Anyway. So there's a character in the very beginning of the game that just laughs, and they say, heh heh. And it translated to lol. It translated to lol.
It's not even a word.
It fucking came up with lol. And I was like, what?
What? That's so random, but I love that.
Anyway, that's it for stuff that has reach, or has had reach on mine.
That's fair.
I mean, there was one comment I had that it had 4,000 likes, and that's it. That's the only other one I can think of.
I mean, the number of times I run into you in the YouTube comments section.
Oh, true, actually. People keep finding me on YouTube for some reason.
I hardly ever look in the YouTube comment section, but whenever I do, there are a good number of times I've seen Lion there just randomly on a very random video, mind you. Like, what was the one I found? Oh, I don't remember what it was. There's no point even trying to think about it. But it was.
I think it might have been a Scott the Wasp thing.
I don't think it was actually. I think it was. It was a re-upload of a Scott the Wasp clip, on just some random channel. It was on just some random channel. And I just look in the comments just to see if anyone's talking about the funny thing that happened. And then there's just Lion there, which is just so unexpected to see.
Here's a fun game. Go to an Ace Attorney OST playlist and go in the comments and take a shot anytime you see me, and you'll die by the end of it. It's actually true.
Honestly, I'm not surprised. Really,
I have so many comments on... I don't even comment that much on YouTube anymore, but I have so many comments where if you go into replies, there is someone, either from this server or from somewhere else, just saying, oh, hi, Lion.
Isn't there someone in the server who found you in a comment before they knew who you were?
I don't know, maybe.
I swear someone's once said that before.
That might be a thing. That might be true.
I just find that really funny. Anyway...
that Ghost Trick server I sent the mod in, I remember when I first joined, in my introduction I said I comment a lot on Ace Attorney YouTube videos, and someone was like, oh yeah, I've seen you. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why does this keep happening?
Small world. I love that.
Anyway, your thing.
Okay, my thing is not as crazy of a story. It's just one, when I've mentioned this before in the podcast, I remember doing this. I think it was on Leaf's episode. I don't remember. But I made a TikTok once.
Oh, yeah.
When they added raw copper into Minecraft, I done a TikTok where I just rotated it 90 degrees and pointed out that it looked like an Among Us crewmate, and it got 3 million views. 250,000 likes. It done very good on TikTok. I put it on YouTube and it got 100 views. But on TikTok it got 3 million.
That's just TikTok for you.
Yeah, 3 million views. People are still liking that TikTok to this day. Lion, you're holding the thing. Anyone who's watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Anyone who's watching, you'll see it. There's blocks all over that wall. You can't put any. Put it on the cake. Put it on the cake.
On the cake. Oh, on the cake.
Yeah. Anyone listening, I'm sorry. But there you go. It looks like Among Us.
I just needed, we were in Minecraft, I needed to put it there.
So that's one thing I done which had some impact. The other one is a thing which I didn't have any say in. So there was... it was a tweet that I replied to. It was, I don't know, someone typing in a file name. And it was it had this pop-up saying, file name keyboard smashing of letters already exists. And
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and the tweet just says, what are the chances? What are the odds? Because literally it was like a keyboard smash. There was 20 odd characters and it was just random. So I figured out the odds. I figured out the odds. Call me a nerd or a bookworm, if you will. By the way, bookworm. I think it was in Leafs or Pika's episode, I said that the next person I call a nerd, I will call them a bookworm. I don't remember the context, but I don't remember. Anyway,
yeah, that was a thing.
It was a thing. But all it was, a keyboard smash, and I figured out the odds of that happening, assuming you randomly typed buttons on the keyboard. I figured out the odds, and someone screenshotted that. It didn't include the full tweet. It didn't include my full reply. I had a little thing at the end, but they cropped it out. And then I found that on like 10 different meme pages all over the place, and each one had like a load of likes. The most recent one I've actually visibly seen was a TikTok, which was one of those lazy reposts. It's just someone's face and it just has like a meme thrown in front of it. But it was just literally just that screenshot, very, very heavily compressed because it's been reposted so many times. And it had like 200,000 likes. Like, every time I see that one screenshot be reposted, it just has so many likes. Like, it's not even that funny. Like, literally, it's me mashing in letters on a keyboard, or this person mashing in letters on the keyboard, and I figured out the odds of that happening. But a lot of the comments are saying, "Oh no, my maths are wrong." No, it wasn't. It was I said that it was assuming that those buttons were pressed randomly. And there were a lot of replies saying, "Oh yeah, but you usually press the same order of buttons or something, so it lowers the odds." Yeah, no shit, but I said it was random.
God.
But that was cut out in the tweet. That was cut out in the screenshot. But
oh, that's why they cut it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, I think people on the internet just like to
be dumb.
Actually each other.
But the thing that bothers me the most was that was before I changed my name.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it doesn't have my old username, like my dead name, Tato. It was during Halloween, October, and I called myself Spooktato for that month. So that's what is getting reposted around. Spooktato. So dumb. So dumb.
That's your legacy now.
That's my legacy. Spooktato. That's on the Libbytato iceberg.
We have a iceberg.
We don't.
Someone should make it. That sounds like
people
a
have
thing
said
Lily would
before.
do.
People have said before that they've actually wanted to, but no one's actually done it, which is fair because I'm sure it's a pain in the ass to make.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, we'll move on. Okay, you said you have a question.
Oh, yeah, I have a question.
You have a question.
It's very stupid, and I only have one answer to this because I came up with this right before we started.
That's fair.
What's something really stupid that you believed when you were a kid for no reason? Like no one ever told you. It's just you believed it for some reason. Or maybe someone told you, if that's easier to answer, but...
This is funny. It's funny because this was the first sign of me being trans.
Oh.
I was probably 4, and I don't remember who told me, but someone said, when you turn 5, boys turn into girls. I was happy.
When you turn 5?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I was 4 when someone said this to me, but I believed it.
I mean, what? Where did it even come from?
I don't remember. I just remember someone saying that to me and me being happy. That's it. That's all I remember.
Why do kids come up with random stuff for no reason?
I don't know. I fully believed it with every fiber of my being.
What happened when you turned 5?
I was disappointed.
Oh.
But looking back, I guess I did turn into a girl. I just didn't realise.
Yeah. It just took a little bit longer. It's not when you turned 5.
It just took a little longer. It was funny though.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, mine isn't as funny. It's just when I was a kid, no one ever told me this. I just kind of assumed that's how things worked. Right. I thought that you could only die in your birthday. You couldn't die any other time. It had to be your birthday.
Okay, I mean, I have a similar one, but
really,
I thought people who die of old age, they only die when they hit 100.
Makes sense.
Like, as soon as you turn 100, you drop dead.
Like to imagine that's how it works. Like the universe, like nature, decided no. When you reach 100, which is a man-made concept, by the way. When you reach 100, you die.
It's like how like Celsius is based off of like water freezing to water boiling. Like the concept of 100 years is based off of someone dying.
Yeah.
And they just scale it from there.
I mean, maybe. I've actually wondered stuff like that. Like, why is a second like that specific frame of time? Like,
yeah, that's a good
what
point,
can compel
actually.
people to?
Because, like,
I don't know.
The actual definition for a second is like, oh, yeah, this many something atoms, something. Like, it's a very specific number.
Like, they didn't know that back then when they came up with it.
Yeah,
so
what determines a second? Unless it's just like a fraction of something. I don't know. I'm assuming they get like what they thought was like the measurements for a full day and just chopped it up. And got seconds from there. Maybe. I don't know.
But also, like, I guess I was going to ask why the day has 24 hours, but I guess it's like the clock had 12 numbers and it went twice in a day. So
I think
kind of settled with that.
I think I've actually saw a video on this. It's like based off of sundials or something like that.
Oh, that makes sense.
Something to do with sundials.
That makes sense.
I don't actually remember the details, but it's something to do with sundials. But yeah, I guess I don't know. Strange, but it's an interesting thing to think about. I'm really bad at general knowledge quizzes and stuff, but I have a lot of just random facts in my head. I have a lot of random ones.
I'm also really bad. Actually, like at trivia games, for some reason, I'm really bad at actually knowing the answer, but I'm kind of good at guessing what it is, even if I don't know.
I'd say so, yeah. Unless it's something to do with like celebrities and shit, which I just don't care about.
Yeah, true. Me too.
Like whenever I used to do like a general knowledge quiz, so many of them would be like, "Oh, when did so and so last have a shit?" or something like that. Like I don't.
I don't know.
Like he just asks like the most random questions about someone. I don't know this person, let alone know when they've done this.
I remember playing like a rip-off Who Wants to Be a Billionaire like game on my phone in school. And like when those types of questions showed up, I was like, I don't know. And then like, when did so-and-so have a shit last time? And I'm like, I don't know. And literally everyone else is like, oh, it was like Thursday.
Yeah,
obviously.
I don't get how that's the
this?
case. So many of like the celebrity questions, like everyone just seems to know.
Yeah, true. But, I don't know.
How do you know these things about this random ass person? Like, you're not even into, I don't know, tennis or something. You're not even into that. How do you know this thing?
It's so outside my ballpark. I don't even bother.
Like, you ask me something about whatever I don't even watch that much. I watch, like, just YouTube and, like, nothing else. But, like, if you ask me something about the YouTubers I do watch, I'll probably be able to answer. But, like, I don't know about anything else. It's difficult. It's tricky. Anyway, did you answer the question? I forgot what the question was.
Yeah, I did. It was something stupid you believed as a child for no reason.
My bad. Okay.
Actually, I can enter something else. There's kind of like a story to it. Like, it's not for no reason. Like, a friend of mine told me in, like, first grade or something.
Right.
Like, our school had, like, a tree. Like, most schools do, I think. But that was a big tree. And, like, we spent an hour or something. Or maybe it's just my child, like, perception trying to be like, oh, that was an hour and it was, like, 20 minutes or something. I don't know. But, me and that friend spent, like, an hour throwing rocks at a tree because he somehow convinced me that if you hit a switch on the tree, it would open up and we would go into a magical world inside the tree.
That's so random.
Yeah.
But I love that.
He would do that regularly. He would just come up with lies that are very obviously not true. And I would just eat it up. It took me, like, years to be like, wait, hold on. That's not true.
I remember being... This is unrelated. I mean, it's half related. It came to mind. I remember being 7. Right, so hang on. For context, the neighbor's kid I was friends with. We were like the same age. I was 7. And I remember going outside one day, being a little 7-year-old, and this kid is running around in the garden, yelling, as a 7-year-old, mind you, yelling, "I know where babies come from."
Oh no. They found it out.
That's all they were saying. I went up to them, curious, because I was 7 and I didn't know. But they didn't answer the question, it just ran back inside. Like...
They didn't think that far ahead.
They didn't want to answer the question. They had the forbidden...
Oh fuck, I didn't think this far ahead. I don't know what to say.
I don't know if this kid actually knew. I don't know. But whenever I asked, they ran back inside and I didn't see them again for the rest of the day. Like, I don't know what happened. Anyway. Anyway, I have one more personal question. And then we can move on to the special thing.
Ooh, it's special.
It's special. Okay, so.
Special.
Is there anything that you regret? Just very general. Is there anything in life that you regret doing or not doing?
I mean, lots of little things. There are lots of like small things that after I do them, I'm like, oh, you're cringe.
You're cringe.
You're cringe. Stop.
You're cringe.
If you ever see me like make a joke on the server and I delete it like 2 seconds after, it's me being like, no, stop. You're cringe.
I do that all the time. So, like, what would you say is like the biggest thing you regret doing? I'll say mine first. What you think? Like, it's a tricky question because, like, oh yeah, what have you done that you regret the most? Like, I sat on this question for a while, just trying to think of an answer. I don't really have a very good one. The only thing I can think of. So, I need to give you a little history of my YouTube channel. So I started about 9 years ago, a little over 9 years. It's 2014, so it's almost 10 years. But
damn.
I spent the first like 4 years just doing random stuff. I was a little 15-year-old. Actually, no, hang on. It was 2014, so I was 13. I started when I was 13. Okay, yeah, so I started when I was 13. I'd done really shitty videos because I was 13. This lasted like 2, maybe 3 years.
Something I don't regret is not making videos when I was 13 like I wanted to.
I actually don't regret doing it. Oh. They were shit videos, but...
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
You've mentioned this a few times.
I have mentioned this a few times, but I do regret this. So, I spent, 2-3 years making these really shitty videos, but they were still videos I made. They were my very first videos I ever made. Kind of. And when I was 15, 16, I don't remember the exact age, I wanted to switch my content over to specifically Mario stuff. I wanted to go through a big change. I bought new stuff. I bought like a laptop to use. I bought like a capture card. I was planned out. Like I knew what I wanted to do. What did I do with my old stuff? Most people, they would unlist it, make it private, but still keep it there. No, I had 200 videos or so, and I deleted them all. All of them. Actually, not on all of them. I've kept like 6. I kept the ones that either A, I really liked making and still stand up in quality, or B, got a lot of views. I have like 6 videos left. And about... Actually, I think there's like maybe 8 videos I kept. Only about 3 of them are public. Because the other ones, they're just really bad. But I deleted so many of my old videos. I don't remember the exact amount that I had, but a lot of them, they were all really bad. They were just really basic, really boring stuff. But it would have been nice to have, still had that stuff because it was like a chapter of my life that I really do remember. But I have no videos of that left. All gone. And I really hate that. Like, I do have some, like, remnants of it left. Like, I still have some, those 8 videos that I kept. And I still have... I don't know what channel it is now. I think it's actually my VOD channel. But that used to be my old second channel. And the way I used to record, this was before I had a capture card at this point, I used to record Minecraft and GTA from my PS4. And the way I would record, because you have no way of actually recording that without capture card, I would live stream it to a second channel, then download that footage. So I have some stuff on there, not very good stuff, and it's very random. I can't actually do anything with that footage, but it's just I have some stuff, but not very much. But no, it sucks. Like the only things that are actually public these days. So me and my best friend at the time, we made these little not GT, they were Minecraft roleplay videos. They were not really roleplay. They were just these little cinematic things. It was like, oh, Steve gets griefed and Steve leaves his house and someone runs in and blows it up. And then the second one was Steve getting revenge. He goes to this person's place and blows it up. And then maybe the third one is, the griefer goes into the nether and Steve follows him and kills. I don't remember the exact lore. But these are spread across 3 videos and each one was like a minute long. But those are still public. They're actually currently the oldest videos that are public on my channel. There's I do have older videos. Thankfully, I kept my very first video. Thankfully. I wasn't completely stupid.
You had the sense to do that.
I had the sense to keep my very first one. All it was a mod review on Minecraft of a portal gun mod.
Oh yeah, that one.
It was really, really bad. It's not public anymore because dead names. But even if it wasn't that case, it would still be unlisted because it was terrible. It was terrible. I would like to actually re-edit it and remove dead names and stuff just to have it there somewhere. I've actually got plans for like a 10th anniversary channel video, just using the stuff that I do have and trying to do something with it, just putting it all into one video and being like, oh yeah, this is what, as how I've evolved. That might be quite cool to do. I've actually already re-edited my very first video once before and put it on my second channel, but I need to do it again.
I vaguely remember. Actually, no, never mind. I'm getting stuff confused. I remember you redid your first stream, but I don't remember.
Oh, I have. I've done that like 3 times.
Yeah, you did that a few times.
My very first actual stream that was intended to be a stream was Mario Kart Wii CTGP, like the mods, the custom tracks and stuff. And I streamed that.
It's actually very thematically good that was your first stream, because that was a big part of your content for a while.
That was, yeah. It was actually
while redoing the stream, you don't have to do something that's completely out of your ballpark or anything.
Honestly, a good chunk of my YouTube history was Mario Kart Wii. It was like a year or 2 maybe, but that's still I'm glad that was my first proper stream, because a lot of people came from that. A lot of people very few people sticking around these days. But that's down to me shifting from fully Mario stuff to almost fully Minecraft, which not a great idea if I want to grow the channel, which I do kind of want to do, but I don't want to really go back to Mario that much. Minecraft is more my thing, always has been my thing, but growing a channel that's Minecraft is fucking impossible. If you're not going to be chasing the algorithm and being very crazy and stuff, you're not going to get very far.
It's not cringe.
It's not cringe. I just can't. I can't really watch the very overly done effects and stuff. It's just not my thing. I just can't really watch that.
If I click on a Minecraft video and they open it with this video with Mr. Beast subtitles, I'm clicking off.
Oh, definitely. It's always that font that Mr. Beast uses. And it's always a zoom in effect. There's a lot of blur. There's a lot of, and also one thing which bugs me. I know it's it increases the retention. It's fine. It makes sense. But whenever you're watching a Minecraft TikTok or a short or something, and they feel the need to zoom into their Minecraft skin every 2 seconds, it could be just a random thing. They could be showing off this build, and they have this green screen footage of their skin just punching the air. What? You don't need that. That's unrelated to the footage, but I guess it increases the retention and stuff. I don't know. It makes sense, but
I guess.
I don't know. I don't know. But no, I like doing Minecraft videos. I'm not growing. I'm actually shrinking. The channel's I'm losing subs. But I'm sticking to things that I want to do. The footage is not meant to grow the channel. But like, I don't know, I'm enjoying myself. It's fine. I don't really care.
As long as you're enjoying yourself.
Honestly, there is no growth. Like, there has not been a positive month in terms of sub growth for like 3 years. But I don't really care that much. I'm enjoying myself doing what I'm doing. I do a lot of like Minecraft stuff. I focus on the server. There's also like clip compilations that we do on Tmall, which is, clip compilations, the dumb stuff. So there's the podcast.
Tmall's great.
Tmall's awesome.
Tmall's fucking great.
It's great, but I tried to I designed that in a way that it's watchable for a new viewer. Like, this is only really a thing that I've started doing in the most recent one, but I'm going to do it moving forward, where the clips at the very beginning of the video start off very easy to understand. You don't need any knowledge of inside jokes or anything like that. But the further in you go, it gets more specific to inside jokes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because most new viewers, they don't watch for very long. But if they do watch that far, maybe they might actually have interest in trying to understand those inside jokes. So It makes sense to put the inside jokes near the end and just have a gradient, just gradually bringing them in. And I feel that's a good way to do it. It's very good for new viewers. Sense. It's very good for new viewers. It's like a good channel trailer thing in a way. It shows off what we do.
Yeah, the fact that it's a clip compilation, I think, also brings in new viewers that way.
Definitely.
Because, honestly, when I'm just scrolling through YouTube and I don't know what to watch, and I see something on February on this channel, I'm like, okay, sure, let me look at that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to go for. It's hard to really grow because very few people are willing to click on a clip compilation for a channel they don't know about. So I'm trying to go for a bit of a rebrand. Not really a rebrand, it's still going to be Tmall. But instead of it saying, Tmall 16 in the thumbnail, it's going to say best bits.
Yeah.
So, because I feel like it feels too close to episodic videos, which are terrible on YouTube. You need a video where you can jump in at any point and not have to watch 50 other episodes.
I remember seeing a big YouTuber, I don't remember who, but on a series on their channel, just randomly, I don't even know why they started talking about it, but they just started saying, we can't really just put numbers on titles and thumbnails anymore because people don't click on it. Even if we do a series, it has to look like it's a standalone video. Which I don't know how that works, because if I'm watching something and I click on a video that I think is standalone and then I realize, they played this whole thing. I don't keep watching. I go to the playlist and go for the first one.
Yeah, I'm the same. Whenever I click on something, find out it's an episodic thing. When it is not labeled as such, I just click off. But I guess that's how it works. People still click and some people do still watch.
I guess that's the meta. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's also the reverse is also kind of the same. But so Tmall, it's the thumbnails show the latest one is Tmall 16. So it's a 16 in the thumbnail. It says 16 in the title, even though it's right at the back of the title. It's still there. I'm sure some people look at that and think, I don't want to watch 15 other episodes, which you don't need to. You don't need to, but I'm sure it comes across that way. So I'm going to change the thumbnails. They say best bits instead of the number. It also doesn't need to say Tmall on the thumbnail, because so many, it says Tmall in the thumbnail behind, whoever's on the right-hand side.
Yeah, you can't.
But it gets cut off. It says Timo. The L gets cut off all the time. So why do I bother? Timo. I think in episode 11 I changed it so that the Tmall part of the thumbnail was very blended into the background, so it was very subtle. But for some reason I decided to make that less subtle over the next episode. It's really dumb, but I'm gonna redo all the thumbnails, all 16 of them. Actually, also maybe I'll leave the 2022 one because that took a while to make that thumbnail. I don't know. Tmall needs a bit of a rebrand. Anyway,
the 2022 one was such a good video.
Honestly, it was such a good video, and you've done a really good voiceover, doing a voiceover for that. Well, I need you to do that again this year.
Sure.
You've done a really good job.
Makes sense.
Anyway,
I didn't answer the question, and I don't even know what I'm gonna answer. I guess the only thing that comes to mind, which I don't really know how to get into anyway, I regret kinda telling my IRL friends about my username online.
Right.
Like some of them I'm fine with knowing. It's whatever. But like there are some people that I haven't spoken to in years that like back then we just weren't on good terms anyway. But like it kind of puts me off on uploading something to my channel because they know what it is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Some of them subscribe to it. Like they're gonna get a notification if I post something. So I'm like, I hold off on to thinking. Sometimes I think, oh, I want to make a video on something, and I'm like, I don't think it's worth it. And then I think to myself, well, I just gotta make another channel because like they're not subscribed to that one, so it's whatever. But then I lose all the comments that I left in a shit ton of videos, and I don't want that either.
That's fair. It's a tricky situation.
Yeah.
I was in that situation back in school where people knew about my channel.
Oh.
And they would always pick on me for it, and it was not great.
Oh.
But yeah, just in general, like people IRL knowing about your channel and stuff, it sounds good on paper until they know about it, and then you can't do anything about that. You can't make them forget. It's permanent. It's tricky. But yeah,
I think some of them,
get that.
like especially the people I haven't seen in years, and like, we weren't even on good terms. I think they might have forgotten, but they subscribe to it. I know that for a fact. So like, they might like get a notification. And the only thing I can think of that like might make it not as bad is they just forgot completely and they go, "Who is this? I'm gonna unsubscribe," and that's it.
Yeah, similar to that. One thing I noticed when I changed my name, changing your name helps. Because, I mean, I kept a similar name. I went from Dead Name Tato, I'm obviously not saying it, but to Libbytato. So it's still very similar. But there were still some people who were like, oh, who was, what happened to this person? And there were some people who had no idea who I was entirely. So I feel like a new name, or just new channel name, would, if they don't know the new name,
I guess.
I don't know. Because
if they like the name I already have anyway. So
I know that's the tricky thing. HyLion is iconic. But yeah, it's one thing that would work. But yeah, sticking with HyLion makes sense. It's an iconic name. But yeah,
I guess one day I just gotta like eat it up and be like, I don't care anymore.
That's it. Yeah, one day you're just gonna snap and just be like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, and you'll be fine.
I don't care. What are they gonna do? Make fun of me behind my back? I'm not gonna hear it. I don't care.
That's fair. Okay, so those were the personal questions.
Yeah.
And those are pretty much all of the questions, the main ones. We now have the special thing. I'm calling it special like it's this big thing. It's just a little game type thing. So, the way this works is I have 4 questions to ask you. And you have 45 seconds to answer all 4 of them.
Yep.
There has been no test run of this whatsoever. I don't know if 45 seconds is a good amount of time. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to start the timer in a moment.
Oh, God.
You have 45 seconds to answer these questions. Yeah, you got 45 seconds, Lion. I hope you're ready for this.
Oh my God.
Okay, right. So, hope you're ready. I need to prepare myself. I want to talk quick and answer these questions quickly. Okay, right. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Who would you like to see on the podcast?
The Ham and Lily.
Ham and Lily.
Especially Lily. I think Lily would. Yeah, not at the same time.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, what's your favorite color?
Yeah. The green. Very obvious.
Green. Okay, fine.
Obvious.
Think of an animal. What is it?
Lion.
No shit. Okay.
I just looked at my skin when I was looking at the green.
Okay, you're the worst person to try this on. Anyway, there is a zombie. What's the closest item to you that could be a weapon?
Oh, fuck, that could be there's a lamp. I have like a desk lamp and I can swing it around. It's that heavy.
Okay, that's fine. That's it. That's 35 seconds. I guess we can do a time attack type thing. Like, who can answer these questions the quickest? I don't know.
Ooh.
But in 35 seconds, you said you want Ham and Lily on the podcast, your favourite colour is green, you thought of a lion, and your weapon is a lamp. Yeah. What kind of lamp was it? Was it a desk lamp or a floor lamp?
It's a desk lamp.
It's a desk lamp, okay. There's the first quickfire round.
Heavy. I was expecting you to ask like specifically what's to my right, and I was looking at it and I'm like, I have a Rubik's Cube. I'm fucked.
Yeah, when planning these questions, I initially said closest thing to your right, but I just said in general, because if it's like the closest item, you might have to think and look around instead of just look to your right.
Oh, true.
I was just trying to like incite some panic, but I don't know.
I have my fucking...
bad.
I have a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. I'm gonna swing it.
I don't know how I would answer the weapon question, to be honest. Like, what is there next to me that would be a weapon? I've got an Apple Pencil, and those things are sharp. They're not sharp, they're just really long and pointy. But
oh my god.
What would be a weapon that I've got? I guess I've got cables.
I'm looking around trying to find something that might be a weapon.
I've got a full bottle of lemonade. I can whack someone with it. I don't know, actually. I don't know. I didn't make these questions with me in mind.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all.
You're asking them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the one answering. You're the one answering. I'm the one asking. Anyway.
Okay, so the next person on the podcast, you have to answer faster than 35 seconds.
35 seconds. I mean, I'm going to keep it as 45 seconds to answer all of them. But like 35...
I'm just throwing the challenge, which you're not going to even see, because I'm pretty sure this episode's releasing after they record.
Yeah, it probably will. I might actually release this on Monday, I'm thinking.
So the guest that comes after them, you have to answer in less than 35 seconds. That's the challenge.
There's your challenge. And you said you'd like to see Ham and Lily on the podcast. But Lily preferably.
I mean, not preferably. It's just, I think the Lily one can be very chaotic. Ham's too. But just...
Oh, definitely.
Like, Lily's brand of chaotic. That's what I'm talking about.
Definitely. I feel like if I really wanted chaos, I'd have them both on at once.
Yeah, true.
With acing as well. Ham, Lily, and acing all at once.
Oh my god.
That would be very chaotic. I wouldn't do that.
Ham too, because I think his episode's going to be interesting, and also because he's been like wanting to be on the podcast for a while.
Definitely,
it's deserved.
I think
it's
Ham is down to
way
do
overdue.
It, and he's requested to do it sometime before summer ends. So I'd like to get him on sometime soon. Episode 6 is planned. We're recording that tomorrow. With Sean Echoless.
Sean Echoless!
So
I'm trying to act shocked.
Sean was actually meant to record today instead of Lion, but he's not actually feeling very well. So to be honest, I might actually... I don't know. If Sean's not well by tomorrow, we might have to get a different guest for episode 6. Sean could be episode 7. So I don't know. If it's not Sean next time, then he'll be the one after. Depending on how long until he gets better. But no, I do want to ask Cam. He's requested to do it before summer ends, and he's down to do it, so he'll probably be soon. Awesome. Anyway, I think that's it.
There's a lot more people.
There's a lot of people.
There's more people I'd like to see on the podcast. It's just in the heat of the moment. Those are the two that I think would be good. Like
that's fair. Yeah, Ham and Lily would be interesting to see. It'd definitely be very.
It's like the ones I want to see first.
Yeah, that
makes sense.
I get that. Well, anyway, I'm gonna end off. So that was really cool. And Lion, thank you for being on the podcast again.
I mean, I've been here before.
You have been here before. Thank you for coming back.
I mean, not here. This is a new set, which we didn't mention because it's a podcast and people aren't looking at it.
I think I said it at the start.
Oh,
I think.
Well, I'm just stupid then. Okay.
Well, it's a new set and new everything, but hopefully you enjoyed. Anyone who's actually watching the visual side, let me know if you liked the zooms and stuff, like this kind of thing. I noticed it got a little bit laggy towards the end. I don't actually know what's going on with my OBS preview. I don't know if that's just on OBS or the recording itself, so if it's fine, ignore me. But still, thank you all for watching or listening. I know it's very dumb. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.